Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager. We are in week number 9. This is season 2 of our Lower League Manager series. This is the season 2017 F1 mod. And we are in the GP3 category, and our team, which hit hard financial troubles last season, have resolved those this season by essentially firing everyone. We have a couple weak drivers that at least have good fan support, so we can bring in enough sponsors to actually fund the team and keep it moving forward. The main thing we're working on this year is the headquarters and trying to bring some minor improvements to the car to eventually make it competitive. We are approaching the end of the season. We have just 3 races left to finish. And next up is we have a vote. The Global Motorsport Association is meeting, and we are going to be voting on the energy recovery systems, also known as ERS. It's stored energy that you can use then for a burst of speed at select times. We were paid off by one of the other team principals in order to vote yes, so our vote has already been decided. Even though it says it will not benefit us, I'm actually in favor of this ERS system. Only downside is the extra cost to set up the car at the beginning of the year. Alright, well, it looks like it's pretty balanced so far, so this really could go either way. So let's see what happens in the vote. Ooh, a no vote. Somebody decided to abstain. A double vote on the yes. It's going to require all yeses from here. And my vote yes as well, and it is passed, so we will have an ERS system implemented next year. Close vote. Alright, well, that is an extra cost, which is challenging for us, but it's a cool system. Alright, so our car is coming along a little bit, but we are by far the weakest in the field still. But if you look at our improved parts category, we had 3 parts, 3 newer parts that have been added, and all should be ready for this race. Actually, all will be ready. We still have a few weeks to go, and their estimated completion time is just after the race is done, which means they'll all be well above that 80% threshold. We'll be able to switch our focus to improving parts after that, as we are pretty much done with building new parts for the year. In fact, yes, we are done building new parts for the year. Probably a good thing too, because our money has dwindled throughout the year. However, we do have a sponsorship offer coming up soon, but I'm going to wait for that third offer to come in the coming days. Hopefully we get it. In fact, I think we just did. Yes. So we'll be signing a new deal here in just a moment. Alright, so this is our race bonus. And right now what we have is... let's see, that's fixed per race. This one is for finishing in the top 16, but it's only $75,000. It's a very small amount of money. Just looking at the star ratings, we're probably going to be going here. It's also the shortest deal. Upfront payment, $3.5 million. That should get us up to where we need to be. Obviously, it's better than that deal. And what is this one? Finish 4th or above for $800,000. So we've actually only even had one top 10 the whole year, and that was in the last race, which was done off camera. Our lead driver pick finished 7th, so it's the first time we've had a top 10 this entire season. So it is showing that the car is getting better and more competitive. as the year goes on, and we might just be able to hang on to our job, as the manager decided after our final race last year and its good performance that they wanted us to finish higher than 10th, even though I was offloading all of our quality to make the team profitable. So real downside there, but we are just hanging on to our job at this point. So that target is very much out of reach. So we're looking at $3.5 million over 6 races. Let's take it. So no race by race payment. We're still going to be in the red when it comes to our cost per race, which is $500,000 in the red each race. But that will get us to the end of the year, because we're only losing $1.5 million over the final 3 races, and we have almost $5 million in the bank, which I'd like to put into next year's car. Hopefully we can see some improvement. You can see our marketability. The 2 drivers that I brought on, 95% each, even though they are not quality drivers. That's why they are on board. And the team marketability is suffering, but that brought us up to 3 stars, getting us better deals like what we just earned. Our pit crew is struggling along, but again, we are in cost-saving mode this season. Next year, we might try to start bringing people along that are better, and we're not too far away from our next headquarters job being taken care of. All right, so we still have a couple weeks till the next race, but we have our next Formula One race here. You can look at this race. Max Verstappen won the race with Lewis Hamilton in second, hanging on to the championship standings. Lewis Hamilton still in the lead, 27 points ahead of Verstappen, with Vettel all the way down in 4th right now. And Bottas all the way down in 6th. Same 3 teams in real life that dominate the standings, at least in recent years, are right on top as normal. You can see the only real difference here is this MP Motorsport down at the bottom being the different team. Of course, this is only our 2nd season anyway, so that's the team that got promoted from the Formula 2 championship at the end of the 1st season on here. All right, so again, our sponsors are looking pretty good, middle of the pack, but everything else is struggling. Hey, pit crew's not last. That's something minor. All right, still a couple weeks till this next race. Uh-oh, problems with another driver. Who's gonna be whining? Probably gonna take money, right? Oh, new trait. Joel Eriksson has been an absolute nightmare. Not only does he constantly belittle me when talking to press, but now he's saying I'm not ERS material. ERS, European Racing Series, even though this is GP3, that didn't get changed in the text. And so what should I do? Let's see. Do we want to make him aggressive or a hard worker? Well, hard worker sounds a lot better than somebody who's going to be aggressive and possibly cause problems out there. So we'll get the head down. Let's see what happened with that new trait for Arthur Pick. Again, not much of a quality driver, pretty low stats. It's that marketability that got him a job here. But he is a driver that has potential, which is one of the reasons why he's on this team. Oh, he wilts at home. What is his home? Is that Italy? Oh, there's the hard worker. Fitness +1, mechanic relationship +15. Well, that's good. Not that it matters so much with our mechanic. Here's one reason why we are struggling this year is our entire staff is all rolling contract, $1,000 per race characters. So it definitely adds to our challenge this year. There we go. Scouting report. Ooh. Mick Schumacher, one of the very best drivers, predicted to finish first. Much better than our drivers. And, of course, with that Schumacher name, of course you would be seen as a wonder kid with the famous father. Yes, his dad. Personally, I believe Michael Schumacher to be the greatest driver of all time in the Formula One series. I know that that's not everyone's opinion, and I admit that that opinion is a bit biased because I watched Schumacher race for years and years and years throughout his career, while I didn't see Senna or other drivers like that ever race. So Schumacher was the man throughout my time. So being a favorite plays a bit of a role in me saying that he's the best. But future definitely looks bright for his son. All right, back to scouting. We have an empty slot. We need to get somebody else in. We're working on getting all the young drivers scouted, especially if we can find a decent racer with some potential that we can bring in. But obviously the marketability is going to be key for our team going forward until we're above water. This is a pretty good driver. That's expensive to break that contract, though. So we really can't even afford a driver like that. So let's go ahead and go with a cheaper one. All right, moving things along. I want to get you into a race here before the end of the this episode. Yeah, we're 10th when we should be 8th. Low quality driver. Okay, let's see. Report on the race. The part I focus on: tire compounds, soft and medium. It's an abrasive track. And no, we are not one of the best on the grid. We're horrible at tire wear. So we're definitely going to be running mediums in this race. Yes, we could definitely invest in our headquarters, but we're already doing that. See, it's building something right now. We got 2 open slots for scouting. Let's just go ahead and get the next 2. Singapore, round 14. Vettel gets the win here. There's a new driver for the McLaren. At least still on the game, McLaren Honda team. Obviously, those in real life. If you follow the sport, you know all the drama that's been going on there and the soon-to-be changeover. So Hamilton still leads, 20-point lead. Verstappen actually dropped to 3rd in this race, in the standings. Red Bull actually lead the Constructors' Championship. And Mercedes, even though Hamilton leads the overall, is actually 3rd. Bottas is struggling again down in, 6th place? Yeah. By the way, with that 7th place finish, Pick moved up to 16th in the standings. But we are still 10th overall. Though we're getting close to the 9th place team, which I think is High Tech, right? Yeah. Not too far back behind them, but still quite a ways off of the 8th place that our boss expected. Alright, we're about to head to the race weekend. Again, for this series, there is no qualifying. It's just reverse standings order for the start. So we get practice to get our setup right, and then we head off to the race. I do not expect 6th or above. However, that's a huge jump in money, and we did manage 7th last week though I don't expect us to replicate that by any means. It's been our only top 10 of the year, but that 75,000 is chump change. It's almost nothing. 650 is actually good. I might actually go for that. Let's do it, because it would actually make us some money. That 75,000 is so little. I don't expect us to hit this target, and I do expect us to hit that target, but it's not much prize money at all. We are going to go into fit parts because we have all those improved parts that might not be fit to the car right now, but are usable now. The engine is where it is. That hasn't changed. However, yeah, look at these other parts. Look at that gearbox that we now have over what we had. So huge jump. So we're going to put the best parts on Pick's car. Which I'm not sure why you're so unhappy. You were told that you are a reserve driver, and you're actually even getting to race. Okay. Here we go again. So, much better part. Quinn seems to be benefiting the most here, but both cars are a little bit better than they were a week ago, which is a good sign. They're still bad cars, though. Hey, look at that. Quinn's actually a little better. Yeah, it's almost as good as Pick. Now you're content. And Pick hates the car, but happy that he's got the best parts. Oh, you can see just how low we are on that scale. Our parts are well below the competition's. Alright, we're heading off to the race weekend. It's funny that this says GP3, but it's black on black. You don't see it. Alright, so this is Milan. Pretty simple track. We have a very short practice session, so we do not have long to get the car set up right. We are going to be going with the medium tires for this race weekend. I would imagine we're going to be up on top speed based on the track layout here. There's hardly any turning involved. It's mostly long straightaways. So I might actually even shift that now, anticipating that it's going to want top speed over acceleration. It's definitely bad for us because we have a very bad engine. Alright, so we'll start somewhere around there. And we'll do the same for this one. There we go. Alright, 12 minutes to get this thing right. We will not be changing tires during this time, so very much committed to just making some quick adjustments and getting back out on the track as fast as possible. Make sure we're set up. Yeah, race trim. Good. Guess there is no practice, or qualifying. So there we go. Alright, we're going to speed through this as we are just heading out onto the track. I'm actually not even worried about completing a lap. We're going to bring them right back in. I want the setup. That's all I care about here. Ooh, we've got rain. We have rain. It's going to get nasty soggy. I don't care though. I'm going to work on those medium tires as best we can. I did not pay attention to the weather forecast for race day though. Not the smartest move I've made. Alright, so as both drivers didn't have much room left, we're going to try to push right on the handling, assuming that we need more oversteer, but definitely an assumption. It was good to move the speed balance over. Now the only downside is I don't know which way to go But again, from the track layout, I'm going to assume that it's more towards the top speed side than anything, so we'll push over here. Downforce is great, but definitely can be tweaked. So we'll put, if I can get this right, 15.5. There we go. And I'm going to actually leave these tires on. I don't want 30 seconds to change tires. Good, good, good. Not bad for our first round on setup. But it's only 85%. We definitely want to get this better off. I'm going to do the same sort of thing. We went to 0.5 last time. But this one's actually further off. So let's do a full percent. Full degree, I mean. Okay, handling, we pushed towards oversteer on the other one, and we pushed the top speed up. So we'll do the same. It's a lot easier to balance these cars simultaneously than go opposite directions of each other. So we want to add more speed, and we want to add some more oversteer. There we go. And both cars' work being done, heading back out onto the track. And, hey, look at this. We're going to bring them in again. Not worried about getting lap times right now, especially when we're running mediums in the rain. Alright, well, the downforce was the right move. Our other two moves were the opposite of the direction we needed to go. So we want to bring the handling most of the way over to the edge of our happy zone, according to our mechanic. And we want to bring top speed kind of back to middle, so it looks like I was actually better off in the first place. Go, okay. You know, it's not that poor. Maybe I should. About like that. Downforce was perfect. Heading back out. Again, same tires. And we did the same thing here. Went the wrong direction. But the downforce went from good to great, maybe a little bit more. And the handling was good on the left side of the D, so we want to get it over to, that was good, right? So over to the A at least. And we're okay here. Good to okay, which means we were probably close to great, which means we don't have that much further to go left to hopefully get to perfect. Maybe just here. That was only good, so that still needs to come up more. Yeah, that might be only as far as great. A little further over on the gears. There we go. And that was good. Before. It might be too far over. There we go. Okay, we'll try that. And back out. And they're both on the track. And we're going to bring them in again. I don't care about running the laps. There we go. Almost spot on. Well done. 97%. 97%. Well done. Alright. Do we want to make a tiny adjustment, or are we going to take a 97% and be happy with that? Obviously, it's the handling that needs to come over just a hair, but it's really hard to not affect the speed balance while doing that. Because you change one, you change the other. You can just change this one slightly. And that's just small and almost the same. Let's try that. We'll see. We can always jump back to the other setup. And Quinn's heading in. Almost there. Excellent, great, and good. Up to 95%. And we were good before. And we're good now. So it looks like do we need to fit in between? I guess we'll try. There's in between. So we can maybe get a little more left. And this one could be either way, really. So let's bring it over just a little. And we'll head back out. Now Quinn, I want to get back in right away. Pick, I'm going to let Pick run a couple of laps finally. Track's drying out, rain has stopped, it's sunny, and unlike regular race day, well, actually, even on race day, weather changes pretty quickly. But here, it changes in a matter of seconds. Alright, we're going to bring Quinn in. Quinn's setup's not quite right, so Pick's going to actually run their first hot lap of the session, and Quinn's on their way into the pits. Alright, we've almost got it right. Up to 97% now. We only picked up 2 percentage points, which makes me think I might have gone the wrong way on the handling. We need to go a little more to the right. Like that. We'll try that. Alright, and we're going to speed through the remainder of the session. They're both at 97%. At best, we're going to just tweak. Pick's running pretty well, though. 8th place. Final minute of the session. And Quinn finally gets a hot lap, bringing both cars into the middle of the field. Looks like we got Pick's set up just right. Now the question is whether we did the same for Quinn. Alright, so we have a much healthier bonus, but it's going to take 6th place or above, and we've only had one top 10 this year, but it was our last race, and it was a 7th place. And the car's looking a little better today than it was last time, so we are coming along. However, we didn't pick up any bonuses. We got a 5% race trim bonus is all. Let's see, fixed times, no, I don't want to do that, that's not going to help us, but tire changes and that small race bonus will be nice. Wet tires and 5% bonus, so we're not looking good on the bonuses for this race, but I'm sure everybody's got a similar situation. It's going to be dry the first 5 laps. We did get the setup right for both cars. I do not want soft tires on there though, so we're going to run mediums. They're only good for 13 laps. We have 9 laps of fuel. We could almost, no, we'd have to get 3 extra laps out of 2 tanks if we were going to go all the way on just one stop. Let's see, they're only set to go 12 laps. And by 8, that really would mean about 6. So I think Quinn's going to be running mediums throughout. It's possible that Pick will be able to run the softs on the final run. There's no bonuses for what tires I run. So if Pick is actually doing a really good job on tire wear, obviously we can run the car harder in that situation at least, but we might be able to switch to the softs at the end. Definitely means I can run them a little harder at the start. And the fuel burn, we're going to have 2 stops anyway, so I might as well attack a little bit. That's one difference from last race. Was I attacked a bit more than I have in the past. Alright, here we go. It is race time. We are underway. Most of the cars are on the soft tires, surprisingly. Quinn looks like they're holding on to the lead. Pick, not a great start at all. They are 5th on the track as we speak, and looks like Quinn is hanging on to the lead, at least at the moment. Though Hughes is pretty close behind. Car trying to come up beside Quinn. Quinn just hanging on there. Start to zoom in a little bit so you can see the action a little more and see both cars at the same time. We'll be speeding things along here in a moment, especially when we're actually already over time for this race and we're actually just getting started. Alright, Pick starting to slide back in the field despite the aggressive driving. So is Quinn, which definitely shows the weakness in our engine. This is a track that favors top speed, and we do not favor top speed by any means. So I think our hopes of a 6th place finish today are going to fade pretty quick. However, there's only a handful of cars that are running the medium tires right now, which means we are definitely a little bit slower than everybody else, but they're going to have to pit pretty quickly. Alright, speed the time up a little bit. Obviously, you can see we're sliding back in the field. I want to maintain these tires a little bit, and might be the fuel that I need to maintain more. I want to get one more lap out of Pick than I'm getting out of Quinn. So we're going to back off now. And looking at tire wear / fuel burn, I might just stick with running hard here, though I know it's going to really take off on that burn. So Pick's all the way back to last place, just a handful of laps in, not even a handful. We're just now starting the 5th lap, so it took less than 4 laps to go from near the front of the field to last place. Quinn, who literally was at the front of the field, is at least hanging on to 12th place. We can go ahead and check in on them right now. Now 13th place. They got a little gap back to 14th, so they might be able to hang on to that. We got just a couple laps to go until they are going to pit. And it looks like we'll get one more lap out of Pick. And it's lap 6 now, so it'll be on lap 8 that we pit. Lap 7 now. We have 1 lap to go on fuel burn, and we're going to take that now. So it looks like we got 7 laps out of Quinn. We're going to get 8 out of Pick. And 7's okay, because that'll get us 2 stops and get us to the end. Conditions, one thing we got to keep an eye on, though, because we ran hard. And you can see conditions, it's okay. Alright, so medium tires again. Our tire wear is pretty low already. Obviously, we're going to fill up again. 15 seconds on the stop coming up. Quinn sliding back to 14th. And Quinn's into the pits. So far, so good. Nice quick stop. And Quinn's heading back out. Okay, Pick's going to be pitting this time. Still in the back of the field. And the tire wear is definitely showing that we can run hard throughout. And just run those tires hard. We've got that pit stop bonus with the crew chief, and that's going to save us a couple seconds. Quinn comes out nearly in the back of the field after that pit stop, though there obviously are a few cars left to go. Oh, mistake. Rear left. How much time was lost? 3.5 seconds. So Pick comes out actually even further back, but not last place. There's 2 cars behind us on the track. That's good. But we are 16th and 18th at the first stop. Last 3 cars are pitting right now. We're going to run both cars a little bit hard, but not crazy hard. Probably end up pitting at 7 and 8 again. Possibly 8 and 8. So we'll see. So the race is already halfway done. Technically we are out of time, but we're going to finish this race up quickly. We are 17th, 18th on the track after the first round of pits, and the second round of pits is already getting underway. Alex Quinn's down to 30% on the tires. We've ran hot the whole time on these tires, and it's already causing us the struggles. And let's see, we're at 17%. That's going to really start slowing Quinn down. Even though there's 2 laps of fuel left, we're not going to get that much further. So let's go ahead and pit now. And we definitely need those medium tires to get the rest of the way. We might not need... No, we do not. So we're only going to need 5 laps worth of fuel. That's going to save us a little bit of time. 11 seconds on this pit stop. The engine is down to 30%. Brakes at 39%. The other parts are holding up just fine. Okay, Quinn's coming in this time. Quinn's running 17th, while Pick's running 18th on the track. And it looks like Pick might pit this time. No mistakes on that stop, luckily. But Quinn is out in last place. Only 3 cars have pit so far, though. Now, where are we? Pick definitely needs to pit. 15%. Okay, it looks like we can pit in just 9 seconds. That should be a good quick stop. Can we save any time? We can save 2 seconds if we push and go fast, but the mistakes will be devastating later on. Let's just do it. We need somebody to finish a little higher up, get a few points, maybe not be last place, right? All right, good stop, 8.5 seconds, well done. And we are moving up in the field just a little bit. We got a little lucky here as Chicago Jr. Just crashed. Engine condition low for Alex Quinn. Let's back off. We're actually not even... We don't have spare fuel right now. How many laps do we have to go? 3? And we have 3. We're okay. But we don't have spare fuel, so let's run that. Okay. Can run these tires hot just fine. Ignore. Hopefully you get to the end. 11% though. That's pretty risky. But even then, you're only going to drop a few places if it does crash out. If you pit, obviously we're going to be in last place anyway, so we might as well go for it. Just 2 laps left. And we're at 2 laps left right now. And Quinn just retired. So the car didn't make it to the end. Pick is right now just crossing the finish line. We have 2 laps to go and 1.9 laps, so we are going to need to save just a little bit of fuel. Final lap. Quinn's going to finish 19th. And Quinn's still out on the track at the moment, but obviously about to head into the pits. Pick's only sitting at 16th, 9 seconds to the next car, so we're not going anywhere. And we're going to maybe just run out for, or just make it. Let's see. 0.05. We just made it on fuel. 16th place. Not a very good performance. Quinn loses the engine late on and finishes 19th. Well, not our best day, but that's been the story of the whole season. So that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road